Hey, congratulations, Derek.
Thank you.
To your right.
What's up?
How are you, brother?
I'm good.
Obviously, you had to put up with all the hype, hearing about all the hype of him. Does it feel better when you beat a guy where everybody, he's almost a 4-1 favorite over you, and he's, getting all that attention? Does it feel any better, or is it a win-win?
Oh yeah, no, it definitely feels better. I had to get off social media all week. I opened up my phone and I was just like kind of glanced at it, turn away, went and reading no Facebook, no Instagram. Everybody was just, you're gonna get dogged, you're gonna get, beat up real bad. I mean, I looked really good tonight. I got to finish, but let's not forget about what this kid done. Tavares is no slouch, and he went out there and just put Tavares away with nasty combos and all his fights. He's just putting people away. So, I'm just believing and trusting in what I've been doing lately, and that made the difference.
He was going hard to your body. Did he ever hurt you with any of the body shots? It seemed like one, you backed into the cage.
No, I'm really elusive about getting hit when I want to. But he was catching me right at the end of the punches. I saw that early that he was going to try to go to the body. But I was okay with that because he has really good high kicks. I was kind of expecting that. So he definitely was mixing up a little different than I thought he would come out.
And you had said the other day that when you have a full camp that you're always the elite guy. I mean, do you feel like from this point forward now you're not going to take a fight if you have those 10 days off, you have the flu in the middle, like will you skip those fights and just fight only when you have the full camp, given the results?
Yeah, I'm not giving enough respect in this division, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with earning it. There's been fights when I had the flu. I went to the doctor to, nurse myself back to health, and 5 days later the fight come up. Or we had a hurricane in North Carolina, and I was home with the family, making sure everything was okay, and I had to fight, 10 days after that. So, and I wasn't training for 2 weeks. But nobody cares about the excuses, but whenever I have a fight, yes, I want to prepare properly and get a full camp in. And the guys down there with Henry Hoof and Sanford MMA, they get me ready for these big fights.
And my last question for you, I mean, you look above you in the division. I mean, it's one of the best divisions out there, and there's a lot of really good guys. So where do you think you fit in, and what's the strategy? Where do you go next?
Yeah, we're going to sit down and look at the division, what's up with the BMF belt, that's out there. Yeah, guys in the division, you have Till, you have Hermanson, you have a lot of guys, that's surging on and have a huge name that can make for great fights. So we're gonna sit back, take some time, and keep this momentum going.
Derek, right here. Did you think his corner should have let him out going into the third round?
Yeah, it's funny, man. I'm hearing like the media lately just saying, "Oh, they should have stopped the fight," but there would be no such thing as a comeback if they just stop every fight. If guys want to go back, he looked a little defeated in the corner for sure. He hasn't been pushed or tested, but take nothing away from the kid. I mean, he looked great in his other fights. You just had a guy who had a lot of fights, and it's like I had enough of coming out, putting up bad fights and just stinkers. So, I was really locked in for this fight and make sure that I'm out there executing.
Do you think these matchups can obviously work out for a prospect shooting up the rankings, but if they match them up with guys like you and you do what you did today, do you think that could be detrimental to their growth moving forward after getting their first loss so violently on such a big stage?
See, I don't think MMA should be building. Like, you look at NFL, NBA, if you're good, you play. Like, there's no such thing as, like, MMA needs to stop building fighters up. Like, if you're good enough to fight. You fight whoever is close in the rankings, and you go out there and earn it. There should be no favoritism or, oh, look at him, he's young. Like, yeah, if you're earning your spot, yeah, fight somebody tough. Keep working your way up. He went out there and knocked Tavares out, and Tavares is no joke, So, yeah, he earned this fight, and everybody had me getting smoked until I go out here and get a victory. So, man, everybody got to earn their stripe. So he earned the fight, and I went out there and earned the victory.
Is that what you told him after I saw you kind of talking to him after the scorecard or the decision was read?
Yeah, it's funny. I've had wars and words with people, but I kind of watched his social media, checked him out, and I actually liked the kid, He seemed like a very solid kid, like bubbly kid. He's supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. He seemed like just a overall solid kid, So no trash talk. I know I had to cancel one fight due to a little injury. He didn't say anything negative. He just, focus on himself. So, yeah, people like just good people. You want to see them do well, and we clashed today, but I look forward to seeing him do well in the future.
And one final one. There's two key middleweight fights coming up. You got the title fight between Izzy and Costa, and then Whitaker and Cannonier was just booked. How do you see those fights playing out?
Yeah, those are some good fights. Izzy and Costa. Costa's going to come forward and just try to be the bull in that fight, and Izzy's going to try to move around and pick them apart. So whoever can impose their will, and then you're going to have Cannonier and Whitaker. They're just going to be throwing hard shots the whole time. So whoever can land that shot, and that should be who pick up the win.
Derek, congratulations on the victory. Just curious, you were sitting back here, the boss man, he was talking about all these bonuses, didn't say your name. Does it bother you? You don't have any extra cash.
Hey, it's always like that, I mean, I just spoil some parties, So when people a little, I'm not saying nobody really. It's funny because nobody's really set up in MMA. It's like, okay, I fought him because I wasn't getting it done against the top, so I'm still ranked. I'm good enough at my age to still be ranked. He was surging, so boom, perfect matchup. So they had a lot of hype behind him and expect a lot from him. And when it didn't go his way, maybe Dana vision a little clouded right now, and deservingly so. I mean, they were expecting a lot of big things from him. That's Ronda Rousey's golden boy. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Now that you got the victory and you look at this division, what's your pathway to the title? Do you have anyone that you're eyeing, or how do you see yourself holding a gold strap?
There's a lot of good fights to make, Cannonier Whitaker, that's a good fight, try to come up on the winner of that fight. You got Darren Till, I know he just lost, but he has a huge name. You got the BMF belt. A lot of things, I want big fights. I want to go out here and prepare and get in these big fights.
And lastly, you and the champ have the same haircut. Who wears it better?
I wear it better, of course. I'm the most handsome guy of the two.
One more. Speaking on you and Izzy, what's the difference between the Derek Brunson tonight and the one that fought the surging Israel Adesanya in New York?
Just wrong game plan. If you go look at that fight, I did it to myself. Taking nothing away from Izzy, but I did it to myself. I rushed in and got caught with a knee. I didn't really get picked apart from the outside. I was being too predictable with my takedowns. I shot in and got hit with a knee, and then I'm trying to fight when I get a little dazed and didn't turn out well. So, I learned from all of my past fights, and I'm ready to move forward.